Hey folks, Dave Parrish here with Knack Builders. Got another video for you. Let's just jump right into it. Here's today's ones. How files and images are handled. Again, this is one I was dealing with a client the other day, and they're like, I want to put a logo in an email. I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm like, well, here's how it actually works. And what I'm going to do is I'll be right back, and I will show you what's going on. Thanks. Hey folks, let's do this. Talk about how Knack handles files and images. I want to get out of this. I want to pull over an app. So this is just one of their template apps I use to play with. We got a file, field, I got an image field. I put this over here, and now we're going to look at, I uploaded some basic stuff. Here's a sample. Let's look at file. We click on file. There it is. Let's click on the file itself, see what happens. It renders, and we get this builder thing up here. We get a URL. Not sure exactly what it means, but just keep note of that. Now let's do this. Let's look at the image. Click it. There it is. Click on it again off to the side. Well, I gotta move this thing. Look at what we get. Amazon, AWS, Amazon Web Service. Record ID. What this is a URL to this image. That's going to come into play here. But what's going on here is, I believe Knack is storing a file, not an image, a file on their own stuff, or at least it's not the same structure as an image. An image is getting you a URL that's directly to that image, and is sitting on Amazon Web Service. Now that comes into play a couple ways. First of all, I think I have another video on this, but when you're rendering a file, image is a little different but has some similarities. If it's PDF, the system will render it right in front of you. If it was Word, Excel, it's not going to do that. Now Google will do that, but Knack's not going to. You'd have to download it down here to be able to open it be able to see that. So know that if you want that or not. Image, you'll be able to just open it with a click. Now let's do an example here. Right here, let's pretend this is what anything, but I want my logo up top. And then you're going to do that with a piece of rich text right here, rich text. And rich text has the option to put an image. Now, almost everyone, including me, when you're first doing this, you're going to think, hey, okay, that's going to ask me for an image. So I'll just upload a file, it's my image, and it's going to be okay. No, that's not what happens. When you click on that, it wants the URL. So you have to go get the URL like I just did previously. Open up the file, click off to the side of the image, open up a window that has that image, and go to the Amazon Web Service. URL, get that and put it in here, and it will do what you want to there. Now let's look at something else here. I'm going to go to this, and I'm going to take my one file here. I'm just going to say file is not blank. That's my one thing here. And I'm going to export it, and let's see what happens. Export, CSV. I think I got that, hold on. We're just going to look and see what's going on here. Make this a little bigger. So we get a file, and we get this thing right here. File, class, if you can read this here. Data field key, field 71, looks like some sort of record ID. Doesn't do much for us. The second thing is the URL. So Knack is saving it someplace. Knack API. Is it on Knack? I don't know. Someone let me know. This looks like a record ID, blah, blah. So if we take this whole thing, copy it, open up other thing, paste it, go to that. Hey, there's our file. So it does have a URL. And let's go back here. The image has the same thing. Image, the first image. A bunch of stuff, Amazon Web Service, looks like a record ID, blah, blah. but it's not a URL. So it gives you a second one, which is the URL, which will take you right to there. So if you need to put it someplace in rich text, some HTML thing, you're going to have it right there for you. Now the flip side of this is if you're importing. I don't know a way to import files. You can't put a file in a CSV. And I don't know the structure here where it's an actual, how you get this file URL. Perhaps you can. I don't know that you can actually upload this to that now or into Knack. Image is different. You can't upload an image either. But you can upload a URL. And there's some scraping software if you had a bunch of records that actually had pictures of whatever, and you can go through that. It's going to put them in some place. It's going to give you a URL. Then you can automate putting those into a spreadsheet, and you can automate, or when your upload process, you can deal with that in Knack and get those in there. But it's not straightforward, and you better watch out for that. If you're trying to bulk upload images and files into Knack from some previous data you had, almost always the previous data you had is not going to have a URL in the spreadsheet. It's going to have other data, but not that. That's going to take some doing. You're going to need some help with it. But that's my overview. Nothing's good or bad about this. It's just how it's handled, and I'm pretty sure other services handle it in a similar manner when it's cloud-based. That's what I got. Thanks.